Nothing in my early recovery even comes close to the recovery that I have today. I am just 5 years down the road, and I even had quite a shift, I'd say, around that year 3 and 4 was very impactful years. Every single year was impactful, major changes, but less chaotic, like more sincere changes, I guess I could say. But my early recovery is, everything does change. All my relationships, all the people I was friends with at my job, even my intimate relationships, divorce, family, work, everything changed. Sponsors, everything changed. Everything that was in my first year or two, maybe, very bright and shiny and everywhere and exciting. And I thought it was going to stay like that forever. Didn't stay like that. Everything eventually found its spot. Everything eventually settled exactly where it was supposed to be. But it sure felt like it was going to stay like that forever. And, I'm actually a lot more easygoing with change now. Like, I'm a lot more open to it. Whereas before, I was very focused on the loss of it, like the loss of it and how much I was hurt and how much pain I had. And what about me? Like a bit of that ego hanging on in there. And so, nothing is the same. Nothing is what I expected it to be. I'm not what I expected I would be. I'm not doing what I expected I would be, but I'm also loving what I'm doing. I'm loving who I am. And that was not things that I was doing in early recovery in the first few years. Now, was I happy that I was sober and wasn't like suffering anymore? And I was working on cleaning up my life. That part's not fun, but there is fun times. There is fun moments. And there's a lot of get-togethers and things, and they keep people together doing stuff. So there is quite a recovery life for when you quit the thing that you're trying to quit. It's good that things change. I'm glad that, the things that I did hang on to, it didn't matter how much I wanted to hang on to them. I couldn't hang on to them. They eventually found their place and spot in their life and situations, right? Like, I think sometimes the fact is that I think that I can keep it, control it, change it, have it the way I want it. And I think that I spend my energy on that grip until I eventually, through recovery, learn that grip doesn't do anything. That I should probably just focus on the fact that how do I handle what comes? What is my higher power want me to do with this? Wait for that signal instead of making it happen, instead of controlling how it should be or how I think it should be and obsessing about it in a compulsive behavior kind of way. And that it is joyful to continue down the path, even though there's going to be lots of hard days. It is worth those hard days because it doesn't last forever. And, I think honestly, like for the first 3 years, it was hard for me to be hopeful. And, I had a difficult road. And I think it was my last few years, I really started to like myself. I really started to get my head out of, I started to really wake up into a different version of myself. And I think when I started to accept and let that person bloom was really where I started to understand what people were talking about and get it and like it and welcome that version more. And then seeing that it's not so scary to learn how to accept things that come, that it's not against me, that it's for me. And I could hear that. I heard people say that, but it took a while to process those words for real, and that they're right, and so grateful today to be able to be here where I'm at because I could have quit. So many times I could have went back out and quit. And I just would have had to restart. And then what if I never came back? And for me, like, I can't risk going back out. I just can't risk that. I think that though, as you do the work over the years, your recovery gets so strong that it does protect you. And I'm the kind of person that works it and is consistent and sticks to it. And I think that's why I have the protection that I have for my recovery today. I think that's why it's less heavy as it was in the beginning. And I'm embarking on something way more fruitful, and I think that it just feels endless sometimes in the beginning. And now it's just not where my focus is at, I think it's like in the beginning, everything is so fresh. Everything just happened and you are sore. And then it's almost like you get in recovery and you're sore from getting beat up in recovery, like learning makes you sore too, and learning a lot of new stuff. And some of the, it's an incredible journey. And I just wish you could see the inside of my brain and my heart for what it looks like to be 5 years down the road and just how amazing it can be if in each situation you chose, the next best right thing, good thing, trying to have an open heart and open mind and just be consistent and keep searching and keep seeking. Like I even did other programs and other steps. I did other kind of work, and I also like really stuck to therapy. I even went to church sometimes and try to do that. Like I'm very connected to my spiritual world and all my people, and then all the information, and then what's going on with me. There's just like this huge matrix of spirituality that I have going on now that I mean, when I was just boozing, it was just like the lowest vibration that I had going. I was brain dead. Like I just was not available. And so, now it's just like I have, my source is my higher power, which gives me that energy, and people give me energy, and I have energy, and I just get accomplished so much more, and very in a meaningful way, because I'm very conscious of like just where my energy is going and my energetic boundary, and everything in my world is very special and sacred to me, and I protect that at all costs. And in the beginning, I didn't have that kind of worth or protection or tools, and it's a lot easier when you have all that. It's a lot easier to focus on having a good, having an amazing life that's worth living, that you're so proud of. So yeah, I hope that gives somebody some hope through my experience. And I'm really appreciative today. So thanks for being here, guys. Okay, love you. Bye.